It looks the same to me because I never see it at all.
For our community team, we're going to have Flotsam on Gladiator Draven, Comedian, on Slay Bell Katarina, Murdoch X being played by Highland Trendamere, Do It for Lucky is going to be on Fiddlesticks, and Morgana is going to round out the team being played by Herp 9.
And in the red corner, Riot side, we have Riot Velvet on Championship Thresh, Wildfire Zyra appropriately played by Riot Phoenix on Fire there, Riot Zephyro on Officer Vi, Riot Rojan on Little Slugger Trundle, and Riot Tiza on Jinx. And Little Slugger Trundle. And I actually do like the fact that Riot Tiza does not have the Mafia Jinx skin, because that's one of the few champions that the classic skin, in my opinion, actually looks the best on.
Before Officer Vi came out, I liked the original Vi skin over the all kinds of colors Vi. I don't remember what it's called. Here,
except for the recall animation. The recall animation on Neon Strike Vi was a lot better than
Neon Strike. That's what
classics.
It was.
Yeah.
And
it actually wasn't a bad compilation of colors. It just looks kind of awkward if you stared at it long enough.
Yeah, not terrible. Oh, let me turn on the sound for you guys. I got my music volume turned off. Now we get some epic League sounds. I wouldn't want any copyright infringements on YouTube later. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. No. I have... Well, no. I won't say anything about that here. But,
all right, so pretty typical starting items. Both supports going with the gold per 10 items, the gold generation items. No Dorn's Shield anymore after they nerfed it. A lot of supports are doing that. The Spell Thief's Edge, though, what an awesome item. Absolutely love it. I played Cassiopeia support, and one poison gets all 3 ticks of the Spell Thief's Edge off with the damage and with the gold. It's awesome.
Yeah, and the whole new Spell Thief's Edge is the whole reason that Morgana has become such a viable LCS support, because it just changed how the item works. You're still having the same aggressive play style, but it's a little bit different now. That it's easier to get the gold proc off of. It's easier to not put yourself as much at risk, especially on a champion like Morgana, who can easily get all the stacks procced and used up at once. And Flott's tempting fate there.
It's his league. It's his league. He can just go ahead and run across. Pretty safe starts. Everybody guarding the blue on Riot side. They're usually the ones that come out with the level 1 shenanigans.
According to Riot side, we are now in not the League of Draven, but in the League of Tiza's Toasters.
Tiza's Toasters. That's a fact.
Get it? Because he loads slow.
Yeah, and it's weird because they're starting all 5 people here, nobody guarding red, and we have Murdoch X level 1 on Trendamere, and he's going to go ahead and solo the red buff? I don't know if he can do that at level 1, can he?
He can do it, especially if he starts with the Bloodlust, then he can heal up.
Oh no, but here comes Trundle right here, level 1, he's going to be so low, he's forced to spin out. And Trundle's like, what the heck, man? Oh, Trundle's actually going to flash for this one. He's got the Ignite. He puts it on him. Is it going to be enough damage, though? He's running the health pot, so he's going to get out of this one alive. He's got another spin right there, and Rojan not getting anything for that Ignite as he checked that. But this is going to put Trundle really far ahead right here.
I'm not entirely sure which one it puts farther ahead, because Trundle blew both of the summoners early in the lane. And against a Trendamere, you're going to want that flash up. I guess pretty early, especially by 6, and you definitely want the Ignite back by 6 to counter the ultimate.
Yeah, the Ignite I think is going to be a lot stronger, but Trundle's going to get all that experience. He's going to be almost level 3, and First Blood down in bot lane, sniped in the back by Herp My Derp. I just barely caught the dying animation of that First Blood as that binding came right on her backside. They hit level 2 first. No doubt got some big damage from Flotsam with a good stand aside.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a last minute. Oh, and then Riot Velvet's caught.
Ooh, Velvet's going to take a lot of hate right here, but not going to go down, drop the Lantern for a little bit of a shield. And I've been trying to keep an eye on mid lane, because Zephyral's going to come here for the first gank right here. Comedian's actually going to get hit, and that's big damage coming down. The Ignite is there, and that is going to be a kill in the mid lane. Zephyral's first gank being successful.
That's a flash for a flash there in mid lane, as well as the Ignite down from Phoenix. Tiza just dodging out that Dark Binding. And that was actually a really well played out gank. Especially there's no vision there in the mid lane for Comedian. I don't believe the trinket is... actually, the trinket was used. It was the ward in Shunpo trying to get away, but the Ignite was too strong. And that gave him not quite First Blood, but it was pretty close. Remember, oh, never mind. We have Zephyr coming down to bot lane.
Yeah, he's going to come down. Double buff, level 4. Herp Derp going to miss the binding. Will she block the... Yes, she's going to block the attempt of knocking him up right there, but she's going to take a lot of damage. Red buff is ticking on her. Zephyr no doubt will be able to get this. No! Gets the binding. Will she be able to get out of here alive? And that is going to be Hurt My Derp getting out of this one just barely. Tizza unable to close the gap, taking a lot of minion damage right here. And here comes Do It For Lucky, forcing a flash out of Tizza, who shockingly still has flash up. And the binding just short of picking up another kill for them right there. Oh, the Dark Wind bouncing back and forth. Tizza, good thing running those health pots. But pretty crazy start for the jungle ganks coming down bottom.
Yeah, both junglers being very effective with their ganks so far. One resulting in a kill, some summoners built on both sides. That flash actually could have very well been used to pick up the last kill and Hurt My Derp. But it was not. It was saved just for the escape and saved his life in the exit. Riot Roten getting exhausted in top lane though.
Yeah, Tryndamere turning that one around. Got a lot of rage, a lot of minion damage, and pushing Rosen back out of there. And that's one of those things where Tryndamere's cooldowns aren't as important as Trundle's. So if you use Trundle's cooldowns at the wrong time, you get in a lot of trouble. Hurt My Derp getting hooked down bottom. Velvet not going to get the flay. The Black Shield's down. There is a binding. Tizza trying to get some damage in on here. Floatza just doing whatever he can, juggling those axes. Great job. Flashes. Doesn't flash the zap, though, and the barrier is going to save Tizza for a kill.
Yeah, barrier not quite there up from Floatza. Still about half a minute or so cooldown on that.
Oh, he flashes over. There's a fear, and that is a kill for Do It For Lucky. Actually giving an assist to Draven right there, so it ends up being worthwhile. 1-for-1 trade, AD carry for AD carry. Morg got out alive, shockingly once again.
Yep, and actually, we're seeing a lot of advantages that are being created that are just being turned around. Top lane, we saw both the summoners burned out of Trundle early for zoning Tryndamere out of lane, but that gave Tryndamere extra time in lane. Comedian might be in trouble here, though.
Ooh, Zephyr going to land another Vault Breaker. Oh, and a Flash Root not landing from Phoenix. And that was also the Stranglethorn. Comedian not level 6 yet. Had to back, got killed early and lost at level advantage, but luckily got out of that one just barely.
He saw some potions to pop in mid lane. It'll sustain him back up. Most likely being able to go on top of Riot Phoenix before Stranglethorns is even back up.
Yeah, and they're bashing it out up top here a little bit more. Even on CS and pretty close on levels right now. I think Trundle has just a small advantage still, but just barely. And he's actually going to back off right now to his tower, which is also weird because he does have Vi coming up in the bottom brush. And there's another binding on a Velvet. Not the person you want, though, so Hurt My Derp getting the Black Shield a little bit too late. It will get the hook, though, and essentially save her life, because that probably would have been devastating right there. No flashes to be had.
Yeah, it's a very good reason to have Morgana in the game, especially against all the crowd control that Riot has. Anyone with that Black Shield on early, mid, late game, they're just going to be pretty much able to get around the big strength that Riot has on their team. If you can throw the Black Shield on Draven, anyone who's diving on top of him won't be able to touch him. Trundle won't be able to catch up with him. It's just all around really good, that pick, and now I'm starting to see how great it really was. Comedian trying to get onto this blue buff and zone Phoenix out. Smite will be used by Zephyr, and the pickup will go to Phoenix in the end.
Yeah, wanted to get a little bit of damage there, but ended up taking a bunch of damage. There's another good binding from Hurt My Derp. Floatza going to toss an axe in there. The hook shot is down, so Floatza pretty safe to be able to lay out the damage. But Zephyr's going to come down in this bottom lane once again. They don't have wards, and this might be in trouble for Floatza. Zephyr is 6 right now, and there's a Black Shield, and there's no Assault and Battery to come. Another good binding, though, from Hurt My Derp, who's been on point.
Absolutely. That binding prevented the Assault and Battery from coming out and getting probably what would have been a death sentence to Floatza right there. No pun intended, and it wasn't even Thresh that I meant it for. But it does prevent a kill. It keeps the score 2-2, and Community actually has a gold lead early, and from what I can tell, that's purely from farming. Always.
Yeah, Murdoch X pulling way ahead now in the farm. Has been able to stay in lane for a long time. Tiz is going to get hit by another hook again, but Hurt My Derp going to get re-engaged on by Velvet. Floatza jumping in with the axes. Adoration stack cashed in for a 236 gold bonus. I think he was close to 100 stacks right there, and that's a lot. A lot of extra money.
And it propels the community's gold lead up to 1,500 gold. This early in the game, that's actually going to mean a lot, especially on Draven. And, hook shot, not quite hitting. Wouldn't have meant much anyway. There's no Jinx there for damage. No Vi coming in. But, yeah, it's fairly good job on community side. They're actually making a really good game here. And Do It For Lucky is coming in for a gank. He does have Crowstorm available.
Yeah, he hasn't started charging up. There it is, going to jump onto Velvet right here. The Terror is down, bouncing the crows around, and he's got that, but he's going to get locked down right here. Kentiza get a little bit extra damage in. Needs to be very careful right here. Vi's coming in from lane, very far away. The Zap will land, still catching the axes. Oh no, there's Zephyral, going to pick up an easy double kill right here. Actually, he's going to give one to Tiza. So the ladies splitting up the kills in the gold, and there's a Mega Death Rocket gonna whiff into the bush as mid lane Comedian jumping in and didn't pop the ult yet, so Death Lotus is still up, but got a good amount of damage onto Phoenix, and this is where Cat gets really scary. As Murdoch X dives up top, going to get out alive, gets the Ignite, and Rojan's gonna just sit there and finish farming his lane. As Zephyral and Jinx gonna do the dragon.
And he traded Ignite for both of his summoners right there. It should be a good dragon to Riot this early in the game. Oh, here comes Comedian.
She's going to flash, but she gets locked down. She does not get the blades off. Tiza might be in a little bit of trouble here. There's the Shunpo. There's the Ignite. Oh, did not. Wow, the Ignite picking up the kill on that as the Whirling Death comes across and does a good amount of damage, burning through that barrier right there. Draven is doing a great job right now. He is 1, 2, and 4, so he's got the assists, but he has, what, almost 20 CS now up over Jinx. And there's another binding on to Velvet. Stand-aside's down, forcing out a flash. Will he chase this? It's going to be really close. And that is it. Going to get the Adoration stacks up once again. Not too much gold to cash in that time, though.
Bloodthirster almost completed there. That kill actually gave him enough to complete it after the Adoration stacks kicked in. And this is a very fed Draven that Riot's going to have to deal with later. They have the team to do it, but against the Black Shield, it's going to be really hard.
And they're going to put the damage right on this tower right here. They'll take the first tower of the game at 11 minutes. Wow, they actually got the lockdown onto Tiza. A flash over the Chompers. Oh, he missed one axe. Will he get the damage down? Yes, he will. Another cash in for Floatza. And Hurt My Derp doing a great job down bottom.
I'm sure Hurt My Derp is very proud of his AD carry right now and the job that both of them have done in lane. I didn't really think about how well the stand-aside would have been as a crowd control, just for the bot lane alone, not talking team comps, but just the bot lane. Anyone who is caught by a Dark Binding, heck, even if they're not, both Thresh and Jinx are actually really immobile while Jinx's passive isn't being used.
Oh, Riot Phoenix going to drop all the CC, so Do It For Lucky thought they could get in there, but couldn't close the gap. Didn't flash. Actually, if Do It For Lucky had flashed in there, probably would have been able to pick up the kill, but might have died for it. Zephyral is here to counter gank, and the damage coming out of Zephyral right now is huge as he picks up that kill onto Fiddlesticks, and Comedian dodges the Death Rocket. So another whiff on the rocket for Jinx.
Yeah, this is a very offensively built Vi this early in the game. The Spirit of the Elder Lizard and an extra longsword being built into something where you don't know yet, but it's damage Vi so far. And yeah, that was actually probably exactly what gave them that kill.
Maybe she's going to go Trinity Force Vi for tons of damage.
Is really in trouble here if they realize where he is.
Draven just wants to run right in here onto Tiza right now. Does not care. I mean, rocking the Bloodthirster and Berserker Greaves right now, so way ahead of Tiza in this lane, who can't stand up against that damage right now. Doesn't even have the BF sword yet.
Yeah, Community actually has a few members that are very hard to 1v1. Pretty much all their laners, and Fiddlesticks even. Just, I mean, you don't want to 1v1 a Draven after he has any one item, unless you're a Vayne or something. You can knock him out of the axe, make him drop one. Tryndamere, you never want to 1v1, especially as a Trundle, and any squishy, you never want to go against Katarina unless you can stun her out of her ultimate. Even then, if she has like a Deathfire grasp, you just don't want to go against her.
And up top, the CS is really starting to tilt in Tryndamere's favor now. Went with an early pickaxe, didn't get much love from the jungle, so Trundle's been up all alone. And Comedian going really deep right here after Zephyral. Going to be at half health. Do It For Lucky there to follow up with the CC if needed. And bot lane being pretty brazen, just continually push forward. They have the ward in the brush, and they're going to steal out this blue buff right now. I don't know if I'll be able to get it, but Jinx is going to die under the tower. And we're going to ult, try to lock down Velvet. That's going to be a double kill for Floatza, but going to trade his life for it. That last tower shot takes him down. And meanwhile, Do It For Lucky winning the Smite battle and getting the blue buff out of the Riot side jungle. So now they're up 3 kills, but up 4,000 gold, even though they lost the first dragon.
Yeah, the dragon will be back here in a couple of minutes. That shutdown gold went to the wrong person. Great to have it on support. That means you're getting more vision, more really everything. But you're not getting any more damage on a Jinx that's already behind 2 and 6. And I mean, there really wasn't a way for Floatza to get out of that alive. He could have dodged up away from the turret aggro, send it back to the minions, but Riot Zephyr was just around the corner. He would have been dead anyway. Shutdown gold going to someone. And all the lanes are actually really far ahead in CS. It's somewhat close in the jungle, only about a 15 difference or so there, but it's just a testament to how far Community has propelled themselves. And they have a team to keep themselves ahead. They have a lot of damage, as we mentioned earlier, and you don't even have to have crowd control in a team like this to stay in the lead unless you just absolutely throw a game.
If you look at the gold differences, we have Draven up by about 2,000 gold against Jinx, and then we have Morgana up about 1,200 gold against Thresh, and that's the majority of your gold lead right now is down in that bot lane. Tryndamere has a little bit of a farm advantage, but he hasn't been able to secure the kills or the tower, which he's about to do, and finishes off the second tower 15 minutes, and now they're pushing in and about to start securing objectives here. They've already done the jungle invade, which Riot has now started to counter with all of those wards in jungle, so Do It For Lucky not going to have much success ganking through all these wards in the jungle.
Yeah, Riot has actually been really good at keeping vision up this game. Hasn't really helped that much. Fiddlesticks has been there ganking, but only really resulting in 1 kill. Oh, Do It For Lucky might be... No, he's not. He's good. Hookshot lands.
Oh, and Hurt My Derp actually going to pop the ultimate. They'll get a kill for Draven right there. The Mega Death Rocket's going to come down. Do It For Lucky comes over the wall, but can't land a Fear. And it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. Support for Jungler as Comedian comes down bottom to continue this exchange. And she is cutting them off. Velvet's going to go down first, though. Fiddle picking up that kill. Finally getting a little bit, helping that out quite a bit. The ults haven't been that great as Phoenix comes around the backside. And that is going to be game over for Zyro. She might be able to pick up a passive kill right here. Oh, and a flash from Floatza perfectly. Getting away from that passive kill. Saving his life. And Draven will get out of there just barely in the double-digit health bars.
Yeah, it wasn't even just the passive. If the plants had stayed alive, they would have killed Draven right there. They were alive, and if the flash wasn't burned, he would have easily died right there. Dragon is up, however. They do have Draven that went back to base, but Do It For Lucky can easily drain tank this and probably duo it, but Zephyr is in the area.
Zephyr is in the area. Do It For Lucky has to be careful. Very squishy build. Doesn't have the Zonias yet. They both have Smite up, I believe. So we're going to see if Vi can't ult Fiddle. So it will be just a straight up Smite war right here. And Fiddle's actually going to get it. Didn't even lock it down with a Smite. I think Red Buff took it out. And now they're going to fight right here. And the spell immunity saving Do It For Lucky. That Black Shield doing work, but Tizza is here, picking up a kill with a zap. And now they're chasing in on this one. Floatza, though, left to his own means with axes as Cat comes up top, and gets a double kill, cutting him off at blue buff. And now it's the chase down onto Jinx. Can she make it out alive? I'm going to go with no, but she might be able to kill herself. I'm doubting that one as well. Oh, going to actually flash the stand aside, Hurt My Derp. Going to get hit with the zap. There's the Whirling Death. Going to dodge the second pass of it, and a flash binding into a barrier. And Tizza still almost picking up a kill, but very close. It was a good effort.
That was a lot of good extended juking there from Riot Tizza. Especially the barrier on top of the Morgana, the dark binding there at the end. I was almost convinced the lifesteal would have let him make it out, but not quite. Basic attack from Hurt My Derp picks that up, and very dead Jinx. And another dead tower for Riot, and it makes it 4-0 for turrets, and 10,000 gold in the lead for Community.
Yeah, and up top, there's finally starting to trade back and forth here. Rojan able to kind of stand his ground. They go back and forth, trading damage, but doesn't have the sustain that Tryndamere does.
Yeah,
so Tryndamere will eventually chop up the minions to full health.
Neither of them have a completed item yet either, so once that happens, and I'm not even sure if Trundle is really close to one. He has kind of a weird mix of items in there, but it looks I mean, and so is Tryndamere, actually. So once that happens, like, one item, that's going to tip the balance. At least while it's only one item. Once they both get one, I think it's still going to go to Tryndamere. There's a 46 CS lead there in his favor, and it's only going to grow.
Yeah, it's a Trender Blender right here, and he's sitting on top of a ward. So, not much going to happen, but he's going to continue farming. Lots of CS going into this Tryndamere right now. Very scary.
One thing that Community has done a lot of this game to avoid the weakness that they're... One thing the Community has done to avoid the weakness in their team comp is they're keeping the lanes really split, but Floss is getting jumped on.
Oh, and they actually kill the turret first, but there goes the resets from Cat, putting out big damage right there. It's going to be 1 kill for each. A great Stranglethorn, but right into a Fiddlesticks ultimate, locking down Phoenix. Murdoch X going to be able to pick up a kill. Even though he's got the Ignite, he should be fine, and that's an ace for Community. Triple kill for Comedian, who's finished the Death Cap and Haunting Guys, and has pretty much all she needs to ring in the Christmas spirit with this Riot team.
Christmas spirit.
I was going to say ring in New Year's, and I'm like, well, that's not New Year's.
Well, if only we had some more Christmassy skins on that team, like Dark Candy Fiddlesticks, or I don't know what else there is that's on those champions. But inhibitor turrets at risk of going down. They're going to get close, but not quite. Do it for Lucky. Taking a few exit turret shots here, but he should be fine. He has Tryndamere and Katarina to back him up if anyone wants to jump on him. That's a very low inhibitor turret. And remember, they do regenerate now. So as long as Riot keeps Community off that turret for a while, it'll be back to full health. But that's 5-0 now in turrets and a 13,000 gold lead for Community.
Yeah, and we're going to have Tryndamere finally getting that red buff that he's wanted for so long, keeping away from Zephyral. And Zephyral went with a Brutalizer on top of that Elder Lizard. So definitely going for big damage out here. And now Riot finally grouping up. They might have a better team fight as long as they can lock down Comedian. And that's what they're going in on right here. But a good Shunpo to hurt my derp. A lockdown, stand aside, and Floatza just walking right in here. I don't know if that's the best idea, but he is pretty fed on Draven. And Rojan's going to have to flash out of that one, just barely living. And some good disengage. Tizza going to be able to pick up the kill on Comedian, who jumps way too deep. And that's 500 gold in the pockets of that AD carry. Going to help finish that Zeal off and maybe catch up to Draven a little bit. There's a good hook on a Floatza. They're not going to follow up, though. There's Zephyral jumping in here, and there it is, the body slam. Zephyral cracking up that kill with Jinx. And that's a 3-0 exchange as Community's just going to run away from this one. They might rush a Baron out here.
They can.
Or catch a Tryndamere. Nope. He's going to get out of that just in time as they place some buddy wards. Right with the buddy system.
Riot could very easily rush Baron here. I talked about, like, Comedian, they have no crowd control. They really shouldn't have stuck around after Comedian had gone in and died. He really shouldn't have even gone in and Shunpo'd way after the Super Mega Death Rocket landed. It was almost an instant death and a guaranteed death for him. But Riot looks to take back some turrets.
There's a flash fear onto Tizza as he runs away. Comedian just annihilating them. The damage coming out of that cat right now is huge.
Absolutely. Especially with almost a Abyssal Scepter finish there after that last death and back to buy. And almost completed there. Actually, that those 2 kills did solidify that. Dragon here in 30 seconds. Community is going to clear some lanes and lead for that. Meanwhile, on top lane, Murdoch X and Riot Rojing having it out again. But Murdoch is going to come on top of that trade. He has the better lifesteal. And, well, yeah, he has a better lifesteal. He's going to get back up.
If Rojan finishes the Blade of the Rune King, even though he's so far behind on CS, he's still going to be able to duel out with Murdoch X as long as Murdoch X doesn't try to get in and out and use sustain.
Oh, yeah. Not if his AD is taken down, though.
Oh, so he's going to be forced to ult right here, trying to get out of the way of this one, but he's probably going to go down. And he didn't have his Chomp up. He didn't have the Chomp to slow the attack speed of Murdoch X. You've got to be able to slow that down, or else he's just got so much additional damage from his attack speed on top of the free AD he gets from stacking up the Rage.
The Chomp slows down attack speed? That's something I learned, I guess, if it's true.
Do it for Lucky. He's actually going to engage right here, but they're going to take out Tizza first, and there comes the Blender. Great wombo combo, just jumping in there and tearing everybody up. They actually have 2 Blenders. They have Mr. and Mrs. Blender on Cat and Tryndamere.
And Fiddlesticks with the ulti. Swirls around, crows, everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're gonna make some healthy. Oh no, Rojan getting caught out from a dark binding. Cat picking up another kill, just soaking up all the gold for her team right now. 205 CS, 9-2 and 5. Cat is ready to carry, and once she finishes it looks like she's probably going to go for Zonia's next, and once that's done, it's going to be a really tough game. And actually forcing a flash coming out of there. Big damage coming down on Floatza. They're going to engage on this one. Herp My Derp's going to get caught by the hook, and Comedian's going to jump back in, get one reset, get two resets, jump onto Tizza, but doesn't have the damage, and Tizza's going to get excited, jumping in on this one here, going to flash away from the fear as Trendemir is coming to join the battle. But a good little stand, ends up being a 2-for-3 exchange, though, in favor of Community.
Community got a lot out of that. Trendemir is still pushing in top lane. You should probably back out right now, though, even with a couple of riders down. They're going to be respawning soon. They got a lot out of that, and they have a lot of gold to spend. They should really back off, spend all their gold, solidify their advantage even more, and they should actually be able to push in just to those two Nexus turrets with how far ahead they are. Almost a 20,000 gold lead. Dragon isn't on the table, Baron is, and 2 inhibitors still remain for Riot, but it's 7-0 in turrets, and Riot has a lot of ground to make up if they want back in this game.
Yeah, Vi unable to lock down any of the many felony murder charges that Kat has been able to provide for her team, and she has a great ultimate for locking Comedian down too. You can't shunpo away from it, you can't escape, no matter what, it's 100% lockdown unless she gets a black shield prior to it, her coming in contact, which is really difficult to do in the middle of a team fight.
And there have been some really good black shields, though, from Hurt My Derp. He might get caught out here and have to put him on himself, but no, he'll be fine. There really isn't a lot of vision anymore for Riot in the Baron area, so they don't want to try face-checking it now. The only one, at least at that time, they could have seen is Trendemir up in the top lane, but a lot of Community has shown themselves they're not doing Baron, but they are zoning Riot away from it just by being in the surrounding lanes.
Yeah, they're gonna just start controlling the jungle. I'm surprised they don't go for the Baron. They don't need it. He's not getting much love right there.
They simply do not need it. They are far enough ahead. They have very snowbally champions. They've proven they can win team fights if they get a good engage with a good Crow Storm. Combine that with the AoE damage that Draven and Katarina bring to the table, and everyone just gets melted down all at the same time, pretty much.
I keep thinking there's going to be an engagement, but they're really... Community actually kind of playing it safe right now. I think they lost a little bit too much when they went in for those Nexus towers. They were not expecting to die like that. And Zephyro charging it up, but the stand aside, saying, nope, just back off, Vi. Keep your hands to yourself. And Do It For Lucky is going to engage as Zephyro engages right here. A good zonius from Do It For Lucky, zoning out their whole team. And that is Comedian jumping in, trying to get some resets. Not able to do so. Might be able to pick up Velvet. But meanwhile, in the top lane, it's that 1v1 between Rojan and Murdoch X, which Rojan's able to hold him off, but the 4v4 goes hugely in favor as Comedian picks up another quick kill onto Jinx. And this is the push to end the game from Community right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Dark Binding lands a lot of damage on the Community.
Oh, wow. Phoenix actually might make it this one alive. No! Gets hit by a couple of huge axes.
Passive Zyra.
And that was... Nope. Ooh, no, not going to hit the Comedian right there. That was some big damage coming out of those axes. Floatza has so much AD right now, i.e. Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, just chunking people down. Comedian's so low, but the Ignite not going to be able to take him out. He has just barely any HP as they pad their stats and finish out this game. It's going to be about a 28-minute game. Community winning game 1 with almost a 25k gold lead at the end of this one.
Very good, and Community finally bringing back the Summoner's Rift game. Very outstanding, and they did it very well with a huge lead that was there pretty much from the beginning. I mean, there was a Summoner, the Trendemir got zoned out of lane, but that was probably the only bad time that Community had all game. They got all but one of the dragons. No Baron even was thought of the whole game. It was just great. They split the map up like they really needed to for their comp, avoided team fights when they weren't necessary. Great job.
Yeah, it was